Hey everybody, Steven here again from VT3C. Doing something a little bit different today. You've seen a lot of my stuff I've done. We've done a lot of firearm stuff with my SAM drills. You've seen the promo videos. So today, part of one of those promo videos is our medical training. So I'm just going to kind of give a little quick background on my medical training, and then we're going to kind of talk about the different kind of tourniquets I teach and my opinions on them. So my background is I learned first aid when I was young with the Boy Scouts and the Cub Scouts. Then when I joined the military, we learned TCCC or TCCC, or Tactical Combat Casualty Care. Learned that every year we had to do that. We did it in the basic training every year after that. Kind of kept up on that, stayed up on my first aid CPR after I got out of the military. Then when I went to become a certified protection specialist, I then learned how to do tactical first response and also executive protection medicine and medical. So, and then after that, I became a first aid and emergency first aid fundamentals instructor through the USCCA, and just recently went through community emergency response team training and went through their medical response training, their 2 days of it. So, okay, so let's talk about, so what we teach here at VT3C with our medical is we teach more of TAC med or tactical medicine. We do teach like baseline medicine, but I see what you can do in TAC med, you can just by switching a few terminology and reapplication, you can apply it to everyday sort of stuff. So, so with that being said, we teach in TAC med, we teach the THREAT acronym, which is like you see threat, and it stands for threat suppression, hemorrhage control while getting consent, rapid evacuation (RE), and then it's usually assessment. I say assessment, triage, and alert. And what I mean by that is like you do your patient assessment with triaging if you have multiple casualties, and then you're also alerting. You're calling up to higher medical authorities, whether it's EMS or it is like an aid station or something like that, or a medevac. And then the last T is transport and or treat. So we've kind of talked about with shooting, with threat suppression and stuff like that, with firearms, which is winning the gunfight if you're in a gunfight. Civilian wise, that could be stuff like risk mitigation to yourself and to the patient or casualty. So now we're going to go on to hemorrhage control. So hemorrhage control, there's a lot of different things when it comes to hemorrhage control. Obviously, direct pressure, tourniquet, applying a bandage, packing wounds, dressing wounds, stuff like that. So again, this is what we teach here at VT3C. Is the first thing you do is if it is an arterial bleed, bright squirting red blood, or massive pooling blood, we apply a tourniquet to it, and we do what's called a rapid or a hasty tourniquet, which is always high and tight, not inside the joint, but it's high and tight on the extremity. And again, this is for extremities. You can't. There are things called junctional tourniquets for like the hips and the shoulders, but if you're in those areas, you might as well you should be packing wounds with gauze and hemostatic agents. So we're just going to talk about some tourniquets that I teach at my company. And now all these are either trainers or they're high vis that I loosen up and I stretch them out so that they can be used as trainers. So we'll kind of talk about those and what I think about them. Now there's a bunch of them. What I recommend is you find out through the TCCC council and committee of what is approved. There's a bunch out there that is approved. These that you see in front of you are all approved. So we're going to kind of go through them and talk about them a little bit. Right here in the middle, first and foremost, is we have the tried and true CAT tourniquet. Again, this blue means trainer, red or green or orange is usually high vis, black or tan is usually tactical. So, cat tourniquet or combat application tourniquet. I think they're on Gen 7 now. North American Rescue makes these. Great tourniquets. Look out for knockoffs, but great tourniquets. They're tried and true. I mean, this is what I used in the military when I was in. They work. It's a windlass tourniquet, meaning it uses a crank device, which is this right here. So they're great. They're fast, they're easy. They can be done with one person, but if they could be used for one-handed or self-applying or self-aid. So it's a great tourniquet, tried and true. I think everybody should learn this because I would say majority of people that know tourniquets are going to use a cat tourniquet or that teach tourniquets are going to use a cat tourniquet. Next tourniquet that I fell in love with or that I was exposed to was these. This is called a soft T. It's called a Special Operations Forces Tactical Tourniquet. Some people just say soft. It's a soft tourniquet or a soft or a Special Operations Force tourniquet. Great, heavy duty. The thing I love the most about this is that it has metal on it. It's got a metal windlass. It's the same thing. It uses friction versus Velcro. Like the cat tourniquet uses Velcro, this uses friction, friction lock. But like I said, this has a clip right here that you can disconnect it like so, and you can easily put this around somebody's leg. It walks right in. It's dang sturdy. People think, oh, well, there's a lot of flop. Once you tighten this around somebody, it's pretty easy. And we'll kind of go over self-application of tourniquets another time and applying tourniquets to people. So that's pretty much it. The other thing I love about this is if you have two of these and you got somebody like with like an injury, like a femoral artery injury, and it's retracted back up into the pelvis, you can get two of these, and as long as you have the windlass on the front and on the back, you can put this around somebody's body. You can put lock this. So I can take this, lock it in on the other side, and I can at least try to apply some pressure on that hip and try to use it as a junctional tourniquet. It's not highly recommended, but it is an option. So, soft T tourniquet, another great tourniquet. The other thing that's great about it is I feel like, and most tourniquets are a one-time use, max 2 times, and that's only in desperation. I would say in desperation mode, I'd say it'd be like 3 times, but in reality, anything with Velcro, windlass, definitely a one-time. I feel like this one, it can definitely be a multiple time kind of use. So the next one I was exposed to is actually this one right here, and this is called a SWAT tourniquet. It's just elastic, elastic rubber, but how I learned this was SWAT. It definitely stands for Special Weapons and Tactics, or so SWAT tourniquet, but it also stands for stretch, wrap, and tuck, because that's how this operates. Is that it stretches around the limb. You wrap it, so you stretch it around, you wrap it, and then you tuck it at the end to secure it. There's different methods of ways to use this. And it has instructions right here on the front. It's great tourniquet. Honestly, probably my #1 favorite tourniquet. It kind of sucks for self-applying, especially on a shoulder or on the arm. But when it comes to like a leg, easy. I can use it for different size people, kids, everything like that. It's small, it's compact compared to, a cat tourniquet. It is small and compact. I could probably carry 2 of these SWAT tourniquets in places. The other thing I love about this thing is that you can cut this with some trauma shears, and you can use this rubber material as a chest seal. So if you had to put a chest seal on, you could use it. The other thing is you can unroll this. You can use this as a pressure dressing. You could unroll this completely, tie the ends together. Now you have a sling, and you could wrap this around something to immobilize a limb. You can wrap this around as long as you're not applying too much pressure. You can use it to help immobilize a splint and stuff like that. So, or to help apply a splint. So, another great one. Highly recommend that one. I like that one. I mean, I recommend all these, but but I highly recommend that one. The next one that I was exposed to was this one. This is a SAM XT, or same company that makes SAM splints, but SAM extremity tourniquet, or XT. This is what I like to say is this is a cat tourniquet on steroids. Just because you're probably like, well, why is there holes in it? Well, and we'll kind of talk about that here. It applies the exact same way, except with these holes, once you get it tight enough, and I'll just kind of go around my hand here. This device right here has a locking mechanism, and it has two little nubs that pop up and lock into those holes. So when you get it tight enough, it makes a click and it locks two little nubs in here. So from this point of view, you won't be able to see it, but from this point of view, you can actually see the nubs there. And then you just pop it, it drops them back down or retracts them down and in like that, and it releases. And you still have the windlass, just like the cat and the soft tee. So it's a great tourniquet. I love this for self-application and self-aid because I can pull it, I can crack it. I don't have to rely on friction. I have a device, a locking device. I don't have to worry about Velcro failing. I don't have to worry about the friction failing. But self-application, I would say these two are great options. This last one we're going to talk about is another great option. And now, again, there are other tourniquets out there. There is a one, again, these are just the ones I use and what I recommend to people. So this last one's probably the new kid on the block, and it's my newest one I've gotten. This is called an RMT, or ratcheting medical tourniquet. It has the exact same things. It's got pretty self-explanatory. Pull tight, then it tells you to ratchet. You can pull here too to help you pull to tighten it up as well when you're ratcheting. But great self-aid. It uses just like a ratchet strap, just clicks like this, and it tightens up really well. So I guess my GoPro died, so we'll kind of hand that off. And it releases really easy too. This is another one where it's pretty easy. You just have to use your teeth to hang on to this as you tighten it down, and then it's just ratcheting it on. It is a great thing. The same thing with the fabric. The fabric that it's built is very similar to the soft tee, so I feel like this could be used a couple of times more than probably your cat or your soft tee. Even your SWAT, I'd say your SWAT could be used a few times. And again, in desperation ones, when you don't have the means to keep it. It's like with the Army, when I was in the military, we could totally take these, like we could take our cat tourniquets, use it once, and then we'd just go to our medics or to our aid station, like, hey, I use my cat tourniquet, can I get a new one? Yeah, sure, here you go. So it's that quick. There's the supplies here. We don't have those supplies. So in mundane, most of the time we don't have supplies. We have what we get, and that's it. So again, these are that, and like I said, there's other tourniquets out there like the Rats. There's the X8T, I believe, is another one that's out there. I think there's another one that's very similar to the RMT. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's like Aero tourniquet or something like that. But and when I say Aero, it's AERO. But yeah, so these are the options, and so there's some great options. And you've heard my opinions about them. When I'm doing like tactical training and I have my plate carrier and all my gear and I'm doing all that tactical cool stuff, I carry a minimum of 4 tourniquets, one for each limb or for somebody, but also in case if I need backups. And we'll talk about that in a later video about using multiple tourniquets on a limb. But my recommendation is and this is my thing, is get a trainer. First and foremost, if you buy a tourniquet, buy it from a legitimate source, whether it is even on Amazon. Make sure it's a legitimate seller, where it's being sold from. Make sure it's from like North American Rescue. Make sure it's from SWAT store. Make sure it's from like Israeli First Aid. They're another great one. SAM, stuff like that. And make sure they're coming from a reputable source, because there are a lot of knockoffs now. The other, that or go online and just go, instead of from Amazon, go to a reputable source like North American Rescue, like My Medic, like Live the Creed. There's a bunch of great brands out there that do put out great products. But once you do buy it, like let's say you were like, hey, I want to buy a SAM tourniquet. you buy your SAM tourniquet, whether it's a high vis, whether it's a blacked out one. Recommend buy a trainer. I mean, yeah, they're expensive, and trust me, they're expensive. But there's no point of you training if you have it and you don't know how to use it. Or with a trainer, at least you can wear and tear this and break this and not break your real one, then be out of a tourniquet. And obviously, you don't want to be training with your real thing because then it compromises it. So buy a trainer, guys. Buy a trainer, please. If you guys are watching this, whoever's watching this, please buy trainers. Buy train tourniquets. They're great. Use them. It just makes you better. It makes you better a better person to train with. So, but that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much. This is a little bit longer video, but yeah, go. If you have any more questions, please like, share, and comment on this video. If you have any questions about tourniquets, please leave a comment. But please like and share this video, and we'll see you guys next time. Remember, stay safe, stay frosty, keep your powder dry, and the biggest thing is train to make a difference, guys. You know, that's my motto here is we are Venom. We train to make a difference. This having the training in a tourniquet could potentially make a difference to somebody else's life. So thank you guys so much, and thanks for watching.